Hi guys, thanks for a great VBS week. We're going to continue this week on June 18th talking about creativity in gadgets and gizmos. This is kindergarten through second grade. Your opening activity this week is a game called Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. It's actually a variation of Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes, but if you just want to play Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes, the kids I think would enjoy that, and it would be a fun way to break up the morning. What their kids are supposed to do, or what you're supposed to do, is pair up the kids, and then you call out one of the commands, and maybe that is back to back. So kids are going to turn their backs to each other, and then you just keep calling demands, and they have to do it. I would encourage kids to be gentle with each other and not to purposely slam their bodies into each other. But if that's your small group and you enjoy doing that, and you guys have fun. Then we move into large group, and today we get to tell a part of the creation story that I feel like sometimes probably gets left out. I know it's not a part of the creation story that I pay attention to all the time, but today it'll be great to focus in on this. It is the part in Genesis 2 where God gave Adam a job, and his job was to name all the animals. There's several things that we want kids to get out of that, and the biggest one is that God made them to imagine things as well. Maybe we're not good at naming animals. Maybe kids aren't even good at spelling or at math, but maybe they're good at Legos. I know many of them are good with their fidget spinners and finding different ways to spin their fidget and balance it in different ways. I think we can celebrate all of that creativity in ways that kids learn to do new and different things. Just like Adam got the opportunity to name all the animals. Now, in your small group time, this month I want you to focus on getting to know your kids. You have a prayer card available to pass out to the kids. Feel free to give this to them at any point during your small group time. What kids decide to write on this card could be completely up to them, or it might be neat as a small group to share it with each other and find ways that you can encourage each other because of the things you're asking God for. It's also a good way to get to know your kids. Keep a prayer journal of your own, or to pray together with your kids in your small group and your family at home. Your activity today is going to be kind of fun. I had fun choosing the animals that you'll use in your small group activity. You're going to have some printouts of pictures of animals. Anybody know what this animal is? It's called a deek deek. You don't have to tell the kids that, but I'm telling you. Or this one. Does that look like a turkey? It's not a turkey, it's a type of vulture. It's actually a bearded vulture. And last one, this one's my favorite. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Anybody know what this is? It's a Mexican salamander. I don't know how to say the Mexican word for it, but all of those will be things that you use during your activity today. What you're supposed to do is take one picture that you choose to use and cover up the picture with a bunch of pieces of paper. This is going to be kind of hard for me to show you in the camera, but if you'll cover up the picture with pieces of paper, what you're going to do is one at a time take the pieces of paper off and figure out what it is that is under the picture. Or they can use their pieces of paper on another piece of paper to draw their own exotic animal. If they don't know what a Mexican salamander looks like, maybe they have an idea of something else that they would create. So they can take their pieces of paper and glue them on another piece of paper to create something. I don't know if you've ever done tanagrams, but it's very similar to the tanagrams idea, where you take shapes and you create something out of the shapes. And then I'd ask the kids to name it, just like Adam got the chance to name all the animals. What kind of silly names could they come up with to name their animals? Is it as silly as a dik-dik? By the way, that's spelled D-I-K, D-I-K. I think it's an African animal. All right, and then your Bible memory verse is the same for the whole month. You're going to assign each kid a word from the memory verse, and they are supposed to think of an action they can do that is all them. So maybe it's a kid who really loves superheroes, and so he has a special superpower that when you say his word, he's going to show you what his superpower is. Encourage them, again, to be extremely creative and to show us who they really are, and praise them for that. Then in your prayer activity, you get to do your own kind of creativity and do some riddles. I'd choose animals that the kids are really going to know, like a zebra or a giraffe or a frog or a dog. And you ask questions like, maybe you say, I'm thinking of a really tall animal. It has long legs and eats out of the top of trees. And that, obviously, that's a giraffe. But come up with your own clues. Help based on the kids that are in your group. Maybe you have a really smart group of kids and you can use really specific ideas so they can figure that takes a little bit longer. Again, use this time to encourage them for using their imaginations and being creative with their answers. It's a fun way to laugh together and to be silly. Pray together and have a great week. Thank you for VBS, and we'll see you soon. Bye.